Hey, what's up guys, Random Comic here. I promised you guys some gameplay from the new downloadable content on Medal of Honor, and this is pretty much my first impressions of playing Hot Zone. And there was two downloadable contents. There was one that was for free if you had your online redeem code, and if you put it in then you would get Clean Sweep, which was, it's a game mode where there's three respawns, and every time everybody dies, then the next round starts, and it'll be the best out of three. And there's like a 3 or 4 minute time limit, so every time that you die, you have to spectate the rest of the round, wait for the next round to start. And I haven't played that yet, but I got some pretty exciting, and I really did pretty horrible in this match. I actually hadn't played Medal of Honor a few days, and I was like, oh man, I keep on getting killed and stuff, and I'm not 100% sure if that patch came out. I'm kind of feeling like there's more recoil, the sniper's a little bit weaker, but at the same time I'm skeptical that anything actually did happen. I still feel like, everything's the same, but at the same time I do feel like I got a lot more recoil on certain guns, and I feel like there's certain guns that are just like, whenever I shoot them, they have a ridiculous amount of recoil now, to me at least. But in this map, Hot Zone, if you guys don't know, it's pretty much King of the Hill. There'd be one spot that you're trying to secure, so both teams are both trying to secure the same point. And once you capture that point, it's pretty much, I could totally see this becoming a spawn trap heaven, because I haven't seen it happen, but it happened to me in one game, and I was like, wow, I could totally picture this becoming what this game type is. And honestly, there's only about a few hundred people actually playing this game mode, so you're going to be playing a whole bunch of veteran guys. This was actually the first time I played Hot Zone, so all these guys were familiar with really, familiar with the maps, familiar with spots to be, certain choke points in certain areas that are really advantageous to their playing style. But to me, I was like, alright, I'm just going to hop in here and have some fun, and all of a sudden I'm getting killed by guys that are clipping behind cover, and they know every spot that they have to be in. And I'm starting to learn all those new spots, but it's actually pretty tough, because it's crazy how you see how every time I die, I get spawned so far away, so I have to run all the way back into the action, and then usually every time I get back into the action, everybody's spot has changed and they're all in new spots, and I'm totally off guard the whole entire time. And it's a really fun playlist. I actually think if anybody wants to download it, it is $10, and if you really want to try out this one, I'm going to try to get some better gameplay. Do not judge me on this gameplay that much, because I was just like, I'm going to play for a little bit, and literally everybody that was playing on, I seem to have gotten on the worst team every time. And honestly, on every map there is a bad spawn. There's certain maps where every time I spawn on a certain side, I'm like, oh well, looks like we lost this game, we're going to get spawn trapped the whole time. But that's how much it pretty much happens every time. There is a bad spawn, and usually one team will actually get to the objective first. And I've actually seen it. I had a heartbreaking loss where we were winning probably 1,000 points to like nothing, and somehow these guys actually took the base from us and totally owned us, and actually got the lead back and actually won the game. You can see right there, I think that all the defensive score chains have been, the reward points is actually cut down. I'm having a lot of trouble. I don't know if you might see a few times in this game when I'm trying to call in the offensive ones. Every time I want to place them now, I seem to struggle a lot more with actually having to place them in like the exact spot. I don't know if they tweaked anything on that, because I just feel like I have more trouble now when I'm actually trying to aim my offensive score chains. But the defensive ones, I can kind of tell how the defensive ones, the scores have been bumped down a little bit. But I've already seen the effect of that. More people are actually calling in the mortar strikes than the UAVs now. I probably got killed by a couple mortar strikes in a row, and I was like, wow, one of those guys is calling the UAV. And I was kind of getting a little ticked off, because I think that they're going to have to do another patch, either, giving the offensive score chains less points when you get kills with them, because these guys were just pounding mortar strikes, everything, and that's really selfish to do. I mean, I usually only call in the offensive ones I know I can get kills with. Like right here, I can clear out that whole entire team right there. That's why I called it in. And when I get the artillery, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to call that in on their spawn spot too, but I end up dying. I died a lot from grenades now. I don't know if I'm just playing against guys that are super pros at throwing grenades, but I've like gotten like 1 kill in my whole Medal of Honor playing time, and I got plenty of hours in, so I can actually be like, how have I not actually gotten a kill with one yet? But like right here, see, I'm trying to call this more so it's saying I have no target, but I clearly do. I know exactly where I wanted it, and I clearly didn't have anywhere to place it. I don't know what happened. I think EA or whoever you know, updated the servers, definitely changed something in it. And here's what I'm talking about with the being pounded on by offensive score chains. See, I call in the UAV because I know that will definitely help out my team, and I know that it's definitely gonna see. Look at this. It's, I mean, it is king of the hill. You want to hold that one position, but this game type is really promoting camping really bad. And I mean, this game is already. See, look at that. Mortar strikes. Call in the UAV, man. I'm getting really sick of all these kill horn guys. Most of the time, I always call in the defensive ones just because I know. Look, there's another instance. That's what I'm talking about right there. Mortar strikes. I do not like guys that will, you know, call in that and said, this guy actually got a strafing run on us. I can understand the strafing run, but the mortar strikes are so weak. The UAV is such like a good tool in this game. I would really recommend calling one of those. And here's this weird thing. If you actually try to like rush the enemy spawn or try to like run and flank behind them, you actually get this little memo that will pop up and tell you return to battle, which I really don't understand. I would think there's no way to flank in this game really. Like, if I wish I could run around that whole entire team right there and flank them, but they set up the way in this game that it's pretty much head on. There's one base in the middle, and you guys both spawn on each opposite ends and run towards the middle. And it gets really annoying when this becomes into I spawn. I mean, it's pretty obvious in this gameplay too. I will spawn, die, run right back to the middle, spawn and die, run right back to the middle, and it's not really enjoyable. I mean, I spent $10 for this game type. Right now, I don't really see my money being totally worth it. So, if anybody wants to buy this, unless you really want to try this game type right now, sorry to say, I do not recommend buying this one. Just because there's going to be, first of all, there's only about 100 people online. So that means only about, what, 100 people bought it? So if you're going to be playing against those same 100 guys, and I'm doubting that anybody else is actually going to buy that thing, because I don't think anybody else wants to spend 10 bucks for a couple of maps and a couple of revamped things, which I can't even spot yet. But this game type can be very fun, but the people in the playing styles that people are using in it is really, really just, it's really annoying to me. And here I try to call in a missile attack, and I think I get one guy from it. I think if they actually, I mean, it's great that they unleashed this patch. I do feel like there's certain things that are different, but then I feel like nothing has changed at the same time. But my team actually wins this game, and you could tell that we actually won the game, but guess what? We didn't have as many kills as them, so that actually shows you something about this. Always the defending team sometimes feels like they're the ones being stomped on, which I really think that they need to try to fix and make it so that these people actually have to move and run towards the objective. But other than that, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to try to bring you guys more DLC later. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.